Juniper Valley Park in Middle Village, Queens, is a site rich in history, its story stretching back centuries. Today, it is known for its baseball fields, playgrounds, and lush green spaces. But its origins reveal a complex tale of community development, transformation, and even a hint of the supernatural. The land that is now Juniper Valley Park was originally inhabited by the Lenape Native Americans. In the 17th century, Dutch settlers seized control, dividing the land into farmland to support a growing population. Eventually, this area became part of Newtown, encompassing parts of present-day Middle Village, Maspeth, and other nearby neighborhoods. During the American Revolutionary War, this area, then known as Juniper Swamp, served as a strategic hideout during the Battle of Long Island. American soldiers concealed themselves here from the British troops, who later discovered and used the swamp as a campsite themselves. By the 18th and 19th centuries, the land was used primarily for farming and commercial agriculture. It was renowned for its juniper trees, the inspiration for the park's name, a native species abundant in the area. Middle Village grew into a vibrant community with a large German immigrant population, whose cultural and religious traditions left a lasting mark on the neighborhood. In the early 1900s, the land that would become Juniper Valley Park remained a marshy, swampy area, commonly referred to as Juniper Swamp. An underground stream turned this area into a marsh, and over time it became an infamous dumping ground for refuse, garbage, and animal carcasses, an eyesore and a health hazard for local residents. Transforming the land into something valuable and useful for the community, however, would take many more years. In the late 1920s, this swampy expanse hosted a surprising addition, a racetrack. The 7/8 of a mile dirt track, surrounded by farms, featured 5 grandstands, and a brass band played marches for the crowds. Arnold Rothstein, one of America's most notorious gangsters, owned the track, called the Metropolitan Heights Fairgrounds. Spectators included New York Mayor Jimmy Walker and several high-profile politicians. Can you imagine the crowd of early New York gangsters gathering here for the races? The Metropolitan Heights Fairgrounds was truly unique. It was likely the only track in America where spectators could watch horse, dog, auto, and motorcycle races on the same track at different times. Night races flickered under carbon lights strung on high poles, adding a surreal atmosphere as the dim lights swayed in the night. One notable competitor at the track was Ralph DePalma, who had won the Indianapolis 500 in 1915. DePalma raced here in 1928, adding even more intrigue to the track's colourful history. Rothstein, the man rumoured to have fixed the 1919 World Series, purchased the swamp with dreams of a quick profit. He erected what locals called a phantom village of 48 unfinished houses. They were mere shells without foundations, built to convince potential buyers that this swampy land was a residential community with real value. Rothstein even tried to sell the land to the government for an airport, an idea briefly considered in 1927 by a committee led by Herbert Hoover, then Secretary of Commerce. Though the committee recommended Juniper Valley as a potential airport location, the plan was abandoned, and Rothstein was murdered soon after in 1928. His phantom village was left to rot, becoming a local curiosity. Children would play in the abandoned structures, and the village fell into ruin. Conspiracy theorists might note that Herbert Hoover was elected President of the United States on the very same day that Arnold Rothstein died, though Rothstein had been shot a few days before the election. Such coincidences are irresistible, though, to those who relish a bit of mystery. In the 1930s, New York City's visionary Parks Commissioner Robert Moses launched an urban planning campaign that targeted neglected areas like Juniper Swamp. With funding from the Works Progress Administration, Moses's project aimed to drain the swamp, fill it, and transform it into a park. Construction of the Juniper Valley Park began in 1937, and by 1942, this former wasteland had become a beautiful recreational space, featuring sports facilities, open areas, and playgrounds that quickly became a favourite among Middle Village's growing community. Development continued through the 1940s and 50s with the addition of tennis courts, baseball diamonds, and playgrounds. Post-World War II, Queens saw a significant population boom, and the park expanded to meet the needs of the new families moving into the area. Picnic areas and a running track turned the park into a social hub for locals. Unfortunately, the park fell into disrepair during the 1960s as funding diminished. But local residents, especially the Juniper Park Civic Association, rallied to protect and restore their beloved green space. Over the decades, community efforts and city investments led to extensive upgrades, enhancing the park's landscape and facilities, and establishing events that revived its community spirit. Juniper Valley Park has its share of eerie legends and ghostly tales. Local lore suggests the spirits of Dutch settlers and Revolutionary War soldiers roam the grounds at night. Flickering lights, mysterious sounds, and spectral sightings around the wooded areas have all been reported, adding an element of mystery to the park's history. You know I love a good ghost story, so stay tuned. I'll be digging into these legends for a deeper look at the ghosts of Juniper Valley Park in a future video. Today, Juniper Valley Park stands as a cherished green space in Middle Village, offering over 55 acres of recreational facilities, including playgrounds, baseball and soccer fields, tennis and bocce courts, and a running track. In the summer, the park is alive with sports leagues, picnics, and community events. Its history speaks to the resilience and dedication of the Middle Village community, which turned a neglected swamp into a vibrant gathering place that serves generation after generation.